How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Blue Shifting and welcome back to my darling's embrace of Steinsgate's universe. Last time we were here, we've been going on with Luca for a little bit and we spotted a dragon. And now I'm sure there's a very odd but probably scientific explanation for this, especially based on how Kurusu reacted. We're on the hunt for a mythical dragon. And so obviously we come to the train station, I guess, or the subway. I'm not sure, kind of both. Neither. Depends on how you look at subways / trains. Anyway, we're here. We're going to be exploring with Luca to try and figure out exactly what we saw, why we saw it, and how to get rid of it. To become the hero of modern legend, to be able to take out the dragon. Yeah, definitely very odd, but I'm enjoying myself so far, and I've heard from the comments that this is one of the weaker storylines, which is fascinating. Obviously, just my luck to pull one of the weakest ones as a random one that I show on the channel, but at the same time, it's also making me ask lots of good questions, so even if that's all that I get out of this, I'm very happy that I was able to cover this one. And then, of course, the next route or two we go down will be a bit more guided, shall we say. So, I hope you look forward to that, and I hope you look forward to this. Let's jump back into it, because there's not really much else to say here, other than the fact that we're dating Luca, and Okabe hasn't quite dealt with that yet. So, let's see what he does. The next day, I head to Yanabayashi Shrine. This is all part of Lukako's training. I'm doing this for him. I'm sure Daru and the others would call this stupid, but I couldn't care less. Yeah, you go, man. There's no point explaining things to those who don't wish to open their eyes too, I guess. The path of a hero is a lonely one. I've known this for a long time. I'm not going to force anyone to try and understand me. And I don't really even want to be a hero. I simply want to seal the foul beast, Fafnir, away with my own hand. As one who has inherited the name of the Phoenix, I Hyonin Kyoma. It all rolls perfectly off the tongue.
Ah, Okabe-san!
There's Luca. The moment I arrive at the shrine, Lukako happily runs toward me. He's already in his gym clothes, forehead moist with sweat. It would appear that he's been practicing with the demon sword Samidari.
俺が言うまでもなく素振りをしているとは感心感心。素振りは精神残魔流の基本中の基本。素振りに始まって素振りに終わると言っても過言ではない。
Yes.
今後も毎日続けるように心がけよう。わかったな。はい、
岡部さん。
それから今後その呼び方を禁止する。
Right, right.
これからかのファフニールを封印するまでの間。俺のことは以前のように法王院教魔と呼ぶように。
Man, I kind of feel bad for Luca. He's got to be a weird duck to date. Regardless of our relationship, we're currently master and student. We mustn't let ourselves get bogged down in the past. Or you're just dodging the past. The past you don't remember.
仏に会うては仏を切るが精神残魔流の教えなり。わかったな。
Right, sure.
それは
Why does he look so sad? Normally, he'd happily listen to my orders.
どうしてもダメですか?
Aww. Come on, Okabe.
ダメだ。お前も知っているだろ。修行とは非常なものなのだ。
That's sad.
そうですか。
He's like, oh,
わ
okay.
かりました。
Fine. That's not going to work. That sad look on your face isn't going to change my mind. What's the point in training if it's not strict and vigorous?
だが、まあ、修行以外の時は今まで通り呼んでも構わん。さあ、もたもたしている暇はない。早速特訓を始めるぞ。
Right. Yes, sir.
はい、お願いします。
Just for the record, I totally didn't give in to my emotions. Given his psychological condition, I determined that it would be a poor use of resources to have him trained like that. That's all. No, ulterior motives. No. It's important for a master to make sure the students have the necessary drive to succeed.
では、今日の特訓だが、
He's
まず
very,
は
very good at self-delusions, still.
そのことなんですが、岡部さん。
Uh-oh.
今日まだ。
そうでした。京馬さん。
There you go.
実は今日の朝僕また倉庫でこんなものを見つけちゃったんです。
Right. Okay. So like this is definitely heightening my belief that like Luca's kind of like inventing this narrative in order to spend more time with Okabe.
こんなものなんだ。
それがこれなんですけど。
Lukako reaches behind him. He pulls out a sealed wooden box.
これは
倉庫の奥の方に厳重に保管されていたんです。
開けてもいいか。
Lukako nods, handing the box over to me. There's gotta be something important inside of it, considering it's all sealed up. Oh, Okabe. I take a deep breath and calm myself down and open up the box. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but it almost feels like I've released all the trapped air from inside of it. Nobody needs to know that I was actually scared of something jumping out of it.
京馬さん。
どうやら本のようだな。
Interesting. Inside the box is what appears to be an old book of some kind. I carefully opened it up. Next to me, I hear Lukako swallowing in suspense.
これは
What is it?
何が書いてあるんですか？
わからん。
I have no idea.
読んでくれるかこ。
はい。
Lukako flips through the pages.
どうだ。
Lukako immediately goes quiet after that, presumably because he's focused on the text. And eventually...
これは
なんだ。なんと書いてある。
これは特訓方法みたいです。
Ooh.
特訓特訓ってまさか竜退治のか。
そうみたいです。
Yeah, again, the signs that this is the Luca ploy of some kind is the fact that he tends to be very fickle about things. He never likes committing to an answer, even if he is pretty sure he's right. So to have him just kind of be like, yeah, I think this is it. Again, I think it points to this fact that Lukako's kind of orchestrating all of this himself. He keeps looking through the pages. No matter how far ahead he looks, it's training regimes as far as the eye can see.
そうか。おそらくは過去に九段の巫女と行った特訓なのだろうな。
特訓？
I glance over at Lukako, who's still peeking into the book from far to the side. He has a troubled expression on his face.
どうした？何か引っかかることでもあるのか？
いえ、ただこのタイミングでこの本が出てくるっていうのが都合が良すぎる気がして。
Oh, well maybe, and the conspiracy could also be his dad. Maybe his dad's trying to, like, help them along a little bit. That's potential. Lukako certainly has a point. It was only a day before yesterday that I spotted Fafnir in the sky. And then yesterday we found that odd scroll. And now this manual. This all seems a little too good to be true. But...
ルカなかなか鋭い読みをしているが、しかしまだまだのようだな。
まだまだですか？
そうだ。確かに色々と都合のいいように物事が運んでいるように思えるかもしれん。だがしかし、それも全てはシュタインズゲートの選択なのだ。
Right, of course you do.
シュタインズゲート。
そうだ。それに考え方を変えてみるがいい。こうして次々と新たな真実が出てくるということは、運命の歯車がそうやって俺を導いているとは思えんか。
Right.
つまり一見都合のいい展開に思えるが、それこそが法院教魔が選ばれし人間である証拠。運命の叫びが俺に竜を倒せと轟き叫んでいるのだ。
Make no mistake, this is not sophistry. All things are leading to one natural conclusion. That is what the attractor field does. It just so happens that in this world line, I have been chosen to defeat the dragon.
物事を考える際は、一定の方向からだけでなく、多面的に思考を巡らせる必要がある。覚えておくがいい。
Now it's funny because I've gone on rants about this before. I absolutely agree. Analyzing a situation, it's important to look through other people's perspective, to look at it from other angles, and to consider sources independently. A very big flaw we often have all people, I think, is that we get so skewed by our own biases that are natural to us, like they just are, and we don't often think about them. That we often neglect, even if we're trying to think from another person's perspective, we neglect some of the more obtuse and emotional side of things. For instance, when somebody is mistreating you, say you're being heckled in a store. If you're working customer service of any kind, you know what I mean. But like, say you're working hard at your job and someone comes up and is being very critical of you and the way you're doing work, and you know, it maybe goes Karen mode and they want to talk to a manager and all that stuff. Like, it's really frustrating when people are doing that, especially when you know that they don't understand what you're going through or what you like know about the job and the task at hand. They're probably underqualified or have no right just sticking their nose in your business. However, I think that it's important to be able to step back from that situation and kind of pull away from that emotion a bit and really consider some of the aspects of their life that you might not understand. Perhaps this person's just lashing out because they have so little control about the things that really matter in their lives that they tend to cling to whatever control they can have because it helps them feel better. Perhaps they're simply having a bad day, or maybe they're facing darkness at home or in their workplace that makes them lash out bitterly because there's no other way for them to express themselves. Does it justify their actions? Absolutely not, but it might be able to help you understand and maybe even come to some kind of like agreeable terms with them. It sounds very weird, but it's something I employed a lot, almost like a self-defense in high school. I never was really the brunt of any like real genuine bullying or anything like that. I was never very notable because I tend to fly under the radar, but I also never built any real enemies, nor did I ever have any real drama besides kind of reflective drama about that my friends would bring into the picture. I kind of would become a part of that. And a big part of it is that I was able to teach myself to think in opposite perspectives, to really try and put myself in the shoes of others. It's almost like I used it almost like a defense tactic. And I don't approve of how much I relied upon it and how passive it made me. So if I could go back and do it again, I would be a lot more forward with my own thoughts and being a bit bolder. But I'm not going to deny that it's useful to have a knee-jerk response in a situation that stresses me out, to be trying to think of things from the perspective of the other person. Probably the biggest limiting factor is on the behalf of children. It's hard for me to really understand how a child thinks, and thus it makes it difficult for me to really understand what things are like from their perspective. And I often make that mistake or oversight when I'm trying to understand how to interact with other children. I am a child inside, I suppose, when acting with children. So it's just an interesting idea. They say you can't know when someone's struggling unless you've walked a mile in their shoes. I don't know if you necessarily have to walk a mile in their shoes, but if you put some genuine thought into what it might be like to walk in a mile in their shoes, or even the hypothetical things that could be going on in their lives, it often helps cool my temper and helps bring some rationality to whatever's happening, regardless of how unpleasant it is. And I think it tends to make things better. Granted, Okabe is picking and choosing the perspective he wants to see rather than looking at the facts as they stand. So can't say he's doing things quite properly. It looks like my words have lit a fire in Lukako's heart.
物事を別の方向から考えるか。そうですよね。一つの側面から見ただけじゃ真実は見えてこないんですよね。
Exactly.
そういうことだ。分かったなら早速その指南書に従って特訓を始めるぞ。
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
わかりました。
And so our rigorous training sessions begin. May I ask a question? Okay, that was a weird noise. Before we continue, may I ask a question? Anyone have a good estimate about how long these paths are? Like, what am I getting into here? I kind of assumed that My Darling's Embrace would be a much, much shorter game. That each playthrough of each path would be we would get to the path fairly quickly, and we would explore it very similar to how long some of the stories were in Linear Bound Phenogram. Like, is that kind of on the money? Are they a little shorter? Is they a little longer? Because in my Linear Bound Phenogram, most stories were about 3 episodes long before we moved to the next one. But what can I expect here? Because I think we're on our 3rd episode, so I'm curious to know how much longer we're going to have. Not that I need spoilers, obviously, but just out of curiosity. Okay. I shake my head back and forth. Are they playing charades?
すみません。それじゃあ、 鳥ですか？
I nod my head up and down.
やった。鳥が飛んできて、それから箱？
I shake my head again.
あ、わかった。鳥は置いといて、
I nod again.
拝んで神様？
What? Bird kill. To kill a mockingjay? Maybe? Kill a mockingbird?
全部足して油と鳥と神様で。
Oh, kill two birds with one stone.
あ、油鳥神。
I wonder what he actually said there. Like, I'm guessing it's another, like, it's like a common Japanese, like, saying.
やった、当たった。じゃあ次は僕が。
なるかこよ。
I speak to him as he stands up.
はい。
これのどこが特訓なのだ。これではただのジェスチャーゲームではないか。
Yeah, but it's fun, isn't it? It's all well and good that Lukako was able to read that old book, but what the heck is this so-called special training? It's the middle of the day. The two of us are just playing a gesture game. Nothing about this strikes me as something that will equip us to deal with the dragon. We just look like a couple of guys having a good time. No matter how you try to spin this, there's nothing vigorous about what we're doing.
でもこの指南書にはそう書いてありますし。
確かに書いてはあるが。
では頑張ってやるしかないです。
Keep having fun with me, dang it!
ずいぶんやる気なのだな。
はい。二人で力を合わせてあの竜を倒すためですから。
Man, Luka's so into this. I love it.
さあ、ぼやぼやしてる暇はありません。次は京馬さんが答える番ですよ。じゃあ、行きますね。
Let's do this! I'm always kind of mad at these games.
では、次は。
What's next? Okay, first we got a text. Part-time warrior on TV. I just watched martial arts throw on TV. I'm pretty sure it was just a rebroadcast, but the match was awesome. Let's see. Oh, martial arts fan, are you? Or, oh, what kind of match was it? Yeah, martial arts fan. I think that's a good response. Boom. Keep clicking too many times.
ルカ子、そろそろ暗くなってきたし、今日はもう終わりにしないか。
あ、本当だ。
He's having so much
いつの間
fun.
にこんな時間に。
He had no idea that the whole day was gone.
すみません。僕全然気づかなくて。
I take back what I said earlier about this not being vigorous. No matter how weird or special training might be, doing it for long periods of time is in fact quite exhausting. Even a simple gesture game turns into a test of endurance when you're doing it for hours under the burning hot sun.
大丈夫ですか、京馬さん。
Yeah, make sure you're hydrating, guys. Jeez.
心配無用だ。おう、隠居馬。これ式の特訓でへこたれるほどやわではない。
Nice. To be honest, I'm pretty much dead, but I can't possibly tell him that.
さすがは京馬さんです。僕なんてちょっと疲れてしまいました。
Lukako's expression was cool and collected, nothing like mine. Funny, considering he looks so much weaker than me. Is this what happens when you swing a sword around every day? I'm sure his sword practice had part to play, but I'm betting the main reason he's so energetic is because of what was written in the book. The power of love shared between the Chosen One and the Miko will seal the dragon away. Oh dear. It'll be impossible to accomplish our goal unless Lukako and I work together, him as the Miko and myself as the Chosen One capable of seeing the beast. I get that. Seriously, I do. But the power of love? Really? That's so cliche. Of course, that's the part that got Lukako all fired up. Naturally.
京馬さん？
Yeah, this is getting a little suspicious. It's more suspicious, but it's also really cute.
いや、あれ式のことで疲れるとは。ルカ子はまだまだ修行が足りんようだな。
Alright, sure you do.
すみません。でも僕頑張りますから、明日もよろしくお願いします。
明日？
明日も修行するんですよね。
Yes, yes, yes.
おう、もちろんだ。
Yeah, of course. Why would I ever not? As bizarre as these training exercises are, they're necessary if we want to defeat the dragon. I can't just quit now. I can't.
よかった。じゃあまた明日も岡部さんと一緒ですね。
Aww.
そうだな。
And just like that, he's back to calling me Okabe.
他の特訓だと
Yeah, I do think this is kind of like a Lukako plot now, more than ever. But at the same time, can you blame him? I mean, he has no clue what he's doing. So, let's see. Part-time warrior. I like how simple it is. Who's the strongest? You know, when it comes to watching just watching, I like other sports too. I watched this super good soccer match the other day. Sports, I get enjoying playing them, but I really don't see what's so fun about watching other people exercise. I think it has mostly to do with like a sport that's either like for me, my experience has been it's either traditional that you like watching sports because that's what your family likes doing, or you played a sport and you like watching other people play the sport especially well. There's like a I wouldn't call it professional, but there's like a professional pride there. For instance, I really enjoy watching lacrosse a lot more than other people will because I played lacrosse. If you watched my Muvla playthrough, you'll know I was super stoked about the lacrosse arc, where a lot of people say that's where it slows down the most, but I was so on board with that. And it made so much sense to me, and I knew what like the terminology was. I think I even ranted about it a lot because I'd been there and done that, and it was really fun to be able to see. It was an odd choice of sport for them to put in the game, but I loved it, and it was really neat to see lacrosse represented. So, why am I saying this? Yeah, sports. Not a big... I'm actually the other opinion. I don't like playing sports because I'm garbage at them, but I enjoy watching some sports because I enjoyed playing them as I grew up. Anyway, training exercise.
はい。昨日の夜、あの指南書を解読して、他にも特訓の方法があるということが分かったんです。
Alright.
よし、それをやるぞ。さあやるぞ。今すぐやるぞ。
Yeah.
はい。
How far is Okako gonna push this? He just starts trying to get to the, like, I don't know, like, massages. I'm gonna get a little concerned. After yesterday's events, I'm more than ready to try something else. We basically just played a gesture game the whole day. There's a limit to how many hours a body and mind can handle something like that, especially in this heat. I'm pretty much up for anything as long as it's not a repeat of yesterday.
それで他の特訓というのはどうすればいいのだ
Be careful what you wish for.
はい。それは...
Oh no. What is this?
違います。そこじゃありませ
ん。では、ここか。
やだ、ダメです。そんなところ。
もういい。ここだ。
ダメ。そんな無理やり。
What is this? Oh, they're like food or something?
確かにジェスチャーゲームでなければいいとは思ったが、だからといってこれはなんだ
Oh no. I peek out from the darkness. Given the weird sounds we're making, I wouldn't blame someone for getting the wrong idea. I promise you, we're not doing anything even remotely erotic. We're just following what was written in the book, to the letter even. According to the instructions, one person must wear a coat while their partner gets inside with them from behind. They then must engage in eating, drinking, and calligraphy together. How are they doing this? Like, is this the whole, like, one person in front of the other person can't see, but, like, they stick their hands through the sleeves and they have to, like, try and do stuff? Is that it? That does sound funny.
実行する前からそうではないかと思ったが、やはりどう考えても二人羽織ではないか
レモン
He tries to talk his mouth full of fish cake.
でも確かにこの指南書に書いてある通りに
そう、それだ
What if this is just that like dating book that Kurisu and Okabe read together in the in May Queen Nyan Nyan when he was trying to go out with Luca? Like, remember like that book they were like, it was the book, right? Like that's the one where they were like how to date people book, because that was the path where he had like he was trying to be a boyfriend for a while. So maybe they just found that book but recovered or something.
本当にこれで合っているのか？もしかしたら何か間違っているのではないのか？
そんなはずは。
とにかく万が一ということもある。もう一度書いている内容をよく確かめてみろ。
Right.
はい。
Lukako begins to frantically flip through the pages of the book. As far as I can tell, he appears to be 100% focused on the text, but then... What?
どうした？
すみません。僕が読み間違えていたみたいです。
Okay. I knew it. That had to be the case. How on earth would any of these training exercises help us seal away a massive dragon? He must have overlooked something important.
で、本当は何と書いてあった？
逆でした。
逆？
Oh, they need to switch.
どういうことだ？
ですから、位置が逆だったんです。本当は京馬さんが前で僕が後ろでした。
Okay. Our positioning?
考えてみればそうですよね。竜が見えるのは京馬さんで、僕はその指示に従わなきゃいけないんだから。
Ah, yeah, but I actually can see the logic there.
あれ？京馬さん？どうかしました？
Somewhat expected, but you explained it kind of clearly. Yes! Oh my gosh. This is the best. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. That's dangerous. Isn't that like stew or like a curry or something? That's gonna make a mess. Oh, I can't wait to see what the next phase of this is. Okay, come back here, yeah.
すみません。じゃあこの辺ですか？
It's really cute too because it's like getting a hug.
違う、そこは目、熱いって。
Oh, ow.
すみません。
Greetings. My name is Okabe Rentaro, and today I had hot Odin being smashed into my face. How did it come to this? I just don't get it. This feels more like we're putting on some kind of show. Or heck, it's like one of those punishment games you see comedians suffer through on TV. Not to mention...
それじゃあもう一度やってみますね。おでんはどこに？
Yeah, I can feel the warmth of Lukako's breath on my back. What's going on? It's the middle of the summer and Lukako nestled up against me. I should feel cramped and uncomfortable, but I don't. And you know what? I was kind of expecting something a bit more rugged, I guess. But he's so soft. Now that I think about it, when I had to get under the coat with him earlier, he smelled really nice.
あれ？
どうした？
京馬さんの心臓の音、急に激しくなりました。
Oh boy.
違うぞ。言っておくが、別に背中越しの感触が妙に柔らかくて気持ちいいだとか、いい匂いがするとか思ったわけではないんだからな。
Boy, well listen to that brain just vomit. Crap, what am I panicking over? Basically, just told him what I was thinking. Oh, I can't believe this. If Daru heard what I said just now, he'd probably say thanks for the scrumptious tsundere performance or something.
もしかして僕変なところ触っちゃいました？
Oh my gosh. What is this? What is this?
僕見えないから、だからもしかしたら知らないうちになところとか触ってたり。
What are you talking about, Lukako?
そうではない。そんなことはないぞ。
本当ですか？
Oh gosh.
おお、実はそう、暑さのせいだ。 暑さのせいでちょっと動悸がしただけだ。
大丈夫ですか？もし辛いなら少し休んだ方が。
いや、問題ない。特訓を続けよう。
Right, sure. I'm not sure why, but I really don't want Lukako to see my face right now.
はい、それでは次の具材いきますね。
Oh.
Go for it, man. Lukako squirms around as he tries to take the food out of the can. Every time he moves, I can feel his body pressed up against my back. Stay calm. Stay calm. He's just a guy. He might be soft, he might smell amazing, but he's still a guy. This is starting to feel like a completely different kind of training.
じゃあこれいきますね。はい。
Man, this does seem like a fun date idea. Like, genuinely might need to steal this one.
Check!
It burns!
すみません。
What is this? This is absurd. Another day of training behind us. We both find a spot in the shade to sit down. I see a little package over by the shrine.
Lukako yo. あれはなんだ？
あれはそのお弁当です。
Ooh. Bento box. Oh, who's messaging us? Part-time warrior. I think sports are fun, but I guess we all enjoy different types of things. Aw, so I guess no follow-up or anything to that. Oh well.
はい、京馬さんにと思って用意したんですが、ほら特訓でおでんを食べちゃったから出しそびれてしまって。
Aww.
でもせっかく作ったしもったいないから、もしよかったら持って帰ってもらっても。
Yeah, yeah.
そういえば腹が減ったな。
Wow, Okabe. What a way to tell him that you did terribly.
おでん缶だけじゃどうにも物足りないと思っていたところだ。
It wasn't filling, is it? A canned meal sold at vending machines. Each can contains a hot broth with various odin ingredients such as boiled egg, radish, cognac? That can't be right. I thought that was like a drink. Oh well. Beef and tofu, a popular Akihabara specialty. Man, it's funny because like they always kind of show like these canned meals, but they can't taste that good. I mean, I'm sure they're fine, but like, God, can you imagine? They must be so salty. That's the thing. Plus, it's so dang hot. Even if it's kept cool in the bag, there's no guarantee the food won't go bad. That'd be a waste.
僕すぐに用意します。
Nice. Well, you can't deny it. This episode's very pleasant.
ですか?
Oh man, eating home cooking of your boyfriend.
なかなかだな。
本当ですか?
おお、俺はこう見えてなかなかのグルメなのだ。
Oh yeah?
その俺の舌を満足させるとは、お前の母上はかなりの腕前だな。
Oh yeah?
いえ、これは僕が作ったんです。
Even better.
何？お前がか？
はい。
I look down at the bento box. The arrangement of the food, the colors, the flavor, on top marks across the board. That's why I had assumed his mother made it.
京馬さんのお口にあったのならよかったです。
Yeah, this guy.
あれ？京馬さん？その服。
え？
Yeah, wait, what? Clothes?
袖のところ破れてます。
Oh, really?
おお、どこかに引っ掛けでもしたのだろう。
貸してください。
いや、この程度のほつれなど別に。
ダメです。いいから貸してください。
Yes, sir. Lukako ignores my pleas as he takes out a mini sewing kit and begins repairing my torn sleeve. I actually have one of those. Granted, I used it to patch up my raggedy clothes during college because I was so poor I couldn't afford to replace them, so I would be like, I'm stitch this up real fast. Oh man, this guy. Why wasn't he born a woman? Thought runs across my mind as I munch on the contents of his bento box. Are we gonna try and do that? That seems dangerous. With training finished and the sun setting, we once again turn our attention to the old scroll.
つまり、ルカ子の考えだと、 竜が本当の意味で姿を現すのはこの8月の間だというのだな。
Hmm.
はい、ここに書いてある灼熱の月というのはそういう意味だと思います。
I mean, roughly, I'm sure. Lukako points at the page. I see. It's not easily legible, but the text appears to match up. Considering how old the scroll is, I was worried we wouldn't be able to tell whether it was referring to the old Japanese calendar or not, but I guess that won't be a problem.
他に手がかりはないのか？
他には光と闇が拮抗する時と書かれていますが、どういうことなのか僕には分からなくて。
Like, if it's time of day, that'd be either dawn or dusk, and then if it's time of year, it would be like the summer solstice, but I think that's already passed, right? Like, that's usually June 21st. Oh no, the old Japanese calendar, was it lunar-based? A lot of ones that aren't like the calendar we currently use tended to be lunar-based.
光と闇。
Actually, that would make sense because the lunar calendar, China had a lunar-based calendar, and I'm guessing Japan likely adopted it, or at least something very similar to it. Could this be referring to the sunset and the sunrise? No, that's not it. Those are everyday occurrences. That wouldn't work. Given the way it's written here, it has to be something more specific. Light and darkness. Conflict. Balance. 50-50. Half.
Han.
If it's talking about the equinox, though, wouldn't that be in June, July, August, September? Okay, so if it's June, it is December is the winter solstice, and June is the summer solstice. Halfway between the two. Yeah, that would be about right. The solstice, the equinox would be coming around soon. I take out my phone and immediately hit the search engine. 3 sets of words. 2010 August moon phases. Oh.
なるほど。
Oh.
そういうことか。
That's clever. That'd be the 18th. See, that's the thing too. Like again, if it's a Japanese calendar, the moon would be a strong reference. The search results give me the answers I seek.
ひょっとして分かったんですか？
ああ、その古文書に書かれていることを信じるとするならば、おそらくファフニールの出現は8月17日。
17th.
17日というと1週間後ですか？でもどうしてそんなことが？
上限の月だ。
I suspected it might also refer to a lunar or solar eclipse, but neither of those are happening this month. Which means there's only one thing that can represent both light and darkness, the moon. The waning phase is over. All that's left is the waxing moon, and that's going to be on the 17th.
すごいです。さすが岡部さんです。
Aww.
喜んでいる場合ではないぞ、ルカ子。期限はあと1週間しかないのだ。それまでに奴を封印する力を手に入れなければならないのだからな。
Yeah.
僕にできるでしょうか？
それはわからん。
そんな。
だが、これだけは言える。お前にできないものは他の誰にもできん。
Aww.
なぜなら、お前は選ばれし巫女。この法王院京馬のパートナーなのだからな。
京馬さん。僕、あと1週間頑張ります。
Yes. I didn't lie to him, but I can't help but wonder if we'll be okay following our current training path. But right now, that's not the only lead we've got.
エルプサイコンガリーですね。岡部さん。
Very close.
カンガルーだ。
Come on, Okabe, that's close.
お、岡部倫太郎じゃん。久しぶり。
Hey, Suzuha. Suzuha, okay. For a second there, I thought Suzuha might sound a little different, but I don't think so, actually. Maybe different tonnage, but nothing too brazen. I head up the lab for the first time in a few days and bump into Suzuha outside.
なんだ、バイト戦士ではないか。ちゃんと真面目に働いているのだろうな。
まあね。
That's a sneaky answer. Suzuha's laugh strikes me as suspicious.
なんだ、何がおかしい。
別になんでもないよ。
Right.
なんでもない人間が今のような笑い方をするものか。一体何があった。
だからなんでもないってば。と、こうしちゃいられない。ちゃんと働かないと店長に怒られるからね。
Okay. Suzuha heads into the shop pretending to be busy. What's her angle? Yeah, what's she up to? Nevertheless, I can't just stand here forever, so I decide to head upstairs into the lab. My phone email tone goes off. Ah, what's this? Shiny finger? Sorry.
なんだこれは。
Yeah, what? What? Sorry? I don't recall her doing anything worth apologizing over. Maybe she's referring to what happened in front of UPX? Isn't that kind of late to apologize for that? Since I keep drawing nothing but blanks, I eventually give up and make my way upstairs. Oh no, what are we gonna find? Do-do-do. I find Mayuri and Daru in the lab.
久しぶりだな、まゆりよ。
最近はまゆしーも学校の課題しなきゃいけなかったし、オカリンはルカ君のところに入り浸りだしで、なかなか会えなかったもんね。
Right.
別に入り浸っていたわけではない。あれにはちゃんとした事情があるのだ。
Yeah. Not the one you're gonna say, though.
照れなくてもいいのです。まゆしーはオカリンとルカ君が仲良しさんなら、それが一番嬉しいんだよ。
Aww.
ねえ、ダル君。
そうだお。たとえオカリンがツンデレになったとしても、僕は祝福するお。
Wait. Has Mocha been, like, recording us? Oh no.
おい、ダルよ。お前今何と言った。
That's a little terrifying.
いやだから、オカリンがツンデレになっても祝福すると言ったんだってばよ。
Is that what Mocha? Oh my gosh. Tsundere. What is he talking about? Where did this come from? Wait, did he see yesterday's?
見ていたのか。
僕じゃなくて、桐生氏がな。
まゆしーのところにもメール来たよ。
Oh no. Sorry, Mocha. Oh no, that's what she meant. She saw us. But wait, why would she send an email to everyone about this? Dang it, Shining Finger, stay out of my business.
まあまあ、萌香さんも良かれと思ってやったんだよ。
でもさ、恋をすると女は変わるって言うけどさ、男も変わるもんなんだな。まさかオカリンにツンデレの要素があったとは知らなかったんだぜ。
You shut your face.
違う、あれはそういうことではなくてだな。
でも今日もこの後ルカ君のところに行くんでしょ。
それは。
How am I supposed to word this?
はいはい、ツンデレオツ。
Shut your mouth. What was that noise? I try to explain the situation to them, but they have no intention of listening to my words. I eventually gave up and leave the lab. They definitely still think I'm a tsundere. Oh, what a terrible timing. How am I supposed to know as Shining Finger was walking by? She's usually so quiet, but when it comes to email, she can't keep her mouth shut. One of these days, I'm gonna have to give her a piece of my mind. I have to be more careful from here on out.
Okabe-san, おはようございます。
Hey, Luca. We're going to save today's date for next time. Thank you guys so much for being here today for this glorious, glorious adventure. Man, that was fun. I just no other word for it. It was just genuinely fun. Very interesting, and like I'm so suspicious of like who's been putting the book in the hidey hole in the shrine. Luca seems like a very strong candidate, but again, he also seems very kind of touch and go with it, so maybe somebody else is doing. And it's a little creepy that Moko was spying on them. That's a little odd, but overall, I think it's great. I think it's fun. It's very cute, very wholesome. Like, this might be one of the most wholesome dating I've ever seen. And like I said, it's actually giving me ideas to do it myself. So I'm going to have to consider some of these as for potential date ideas. Absolutely. Actually, I think the next date I have planned, we were going to try and do some landscape painting shoot, what do you call it? Just an easel, or I don't know. Whatever it is that you do, like, painting on. I know nothing about painting, but we thought we'd do it just for fun, just to see what we could pull off. But yes, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thanks so much for joining me on the channel. As always, it's a pleasure having you here. It's just glorious. Thank our favorite special patrons that are over here on the screen. You've been seeing them for a while, probably. Thank you guys so much. And we've had another to add to the fold. Thank you for believing in the channel and supporting it. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. As you know, you got your special perks. You got the Patron Cast playlist I'm going to be adding to every month. We have an upcoming very, very special Patron Cast coming up that I've decided to make public to the whole channel. It'll be very, very special, and I'm planning it right now with the Patron Cast, with the patrons. So whatever you see on there is going to be like kind of our collective minds on ideas brewing. It's going to be pretty nice. We're going to be doing kind of a channel wrap for the year, and it's going to be kind of my Christmas present to you. My plan is, assuming I'm not incompetent somehow, I plan to release it on Christmas itself. So look forward to that as a Christmas special surprise for the whole channel. Thank you guys for being a part of it, and I look forward to hearing any of your questions or comments, patrons, and also just any comments that you guys post on it afterward. I'd love to know what your thoughts are about the Patron Cast in general, and mostly just how you're feeling about everything on the channel so far. It'd be a good chance for you to just kind of give me your overall thoughts and maybe any insights into what you wish to see more of or maybe less of. But thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. As always, it's a pleasure having you here. And until next video, watching me, after see me next, I'll see you there.